point of school? Is it a place to send our kids so we can go to work? Or is the goal for our children to learn, grow, and become competent adults? If you believe it is the latter of the two, then I believe that you'll also agree that our children need more sleep and school start times should be adjusted. Extracurricular activities are becoming a larger part of our children's lives. Because of this, they're going to bed later and they're getting less sleep. Teens need between 8.5 and 9.5 hours of sleep. Yet according to the National Youth Risk Behavior Survey, 69% of students are getting less than 7 hours of sleep, and a staggering 40% of those students are getting less than 6 hours of sleep. In a study by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, getting less than 7 hours of sleep has adverse effects on a student's health, safety, and performance. In 2011, the CDC asked 50,000 high school students to complete a questionnaire. What they found was that insufficient sleep was associated with cigarette use, alcohol and marijuana use, sexual activity, obesity, and depression. Doctors grew so concerned that the American Academy of Pediatrics issued a statement in 2014 recommending that no high school start before 8:30 a.m., giving these teens time to get the sleep they need. I have a daughter who is 13. She has to be at school at 8 a.m. In order for this to happen, she has to get up before 6 a.m. because she needs that time to get ready in the morning, pack her lunch, make her breakfast, gather her belongings, and get out of the house. So for her to get up before 6 o'clock in the morning, she needs to go to bed by between 8:30 and 9:30 at night in order to get the recommended 8.5 to 9.5 hours of sleep. Now tell me a teen that you know that is willing to go to bed at those hours. It's ludicrous. There's no way I could possibly talk my 13-year-old daughter into going to bed at 8:30 or 9:30 at night. In Fayette County, Kentucky, they pushed start times of high school back from 7:30 in the morning to 9 o'clock. What this did was those students got an extra 50 minutes of sleep on average, and traffic accidents were down by 15%. At Newsom High School in Massachusetts, they moved their start time back to 8:35 in 2012. What they found is students were coming to school more refreshed, drinking less caffeine, tardiness was down by 35%, and D's and F's were reduced in half at that school. Those opposed to later start times might argue that if the teens have a later time to get up in the morning, that they're going to go to bed later. But studies show that if they go to bed now at midnight, they're going to go to bed at midnight later. So what they're gaining is additional sleep. Shifting start times back to 8:30 could make a powerful impact. At 8 schools in 3 different states with later start times, they did a survey, and 60% of the students at those schools got more than 8 hours of sleep. This also resulted in increased test scores and increased attendance. Many states link attendance to funding. So if more students are showing up to school, that school is receiving additional funds. So if later start times result in more sleep and lend itself to better test scores, improved student performance, a decrease in risky behaviors, a decrease in attendance and tardies, a decrease in injuries among student athletes, and a decrease among traffic accidents, and yet it results in an increase in school funding in some of those schools, then why is this not happening across the nation? It's too late for my children to get that late start time, but if you have children, or if you're thinking about having children, advocate for your kids. Go to the school board, talk to them. A mere 30-minute change in start time for high school students could have a great impact on our children. Thank you for listening.